And welcome back to Philly Sports Spotlight. You know, last week we introduced you to Chip Kelly's new coaching staff, all 20-plus members. But perhaps one of the most important additions to the team last week was a move to bolster the front office by bringing back a familiar name to the nest. Last name Gamble, first name Tom. Gamble has been hired as the team's new vice president of player personnel. Now, for the past 2 years, he served as the 49ers director of player personnel, and the 7 years prior to that, he was the director of personnel for San Francisco, where he helped architect San Francisco's Super Bowl caliber team. Now, Gamble, who grew up in Haddonfield, New Jersey, actually started his career here in Philly and is the son of former Eagles GM Harry Gamble. Now, for those of you Eagle fans who were concerned about the lack of football acumen in the team's front office, with Harry Roseman as the team general manager, this addition of Gamble makes for a perfect marriage. Now, the next thing to do is to go out and find a starting quarterback. Of course, it starts with last week's restructuring of Michael Vick's contract, a one-year extension, and the promise that he will get a chance to battle for the starting quarterback role, to which Vick responded he was going to go out and rush for 1,000 yards in Chip Kelly's fast-paced read option offense. And, of course, a signing triggered many responses among Eagle fans, both good and bad. But Michael's back for at least one more year. So take that Vick information, mix it in with the newly signed quarterback Dennis Dixon, who made a serious run for the Heisman Trophy during his senior year at Oregon. Here's some video of that, number 10 in this video. If you remember, that's when Chip Kelly was the offensive coordinator, not the head coach yet, but he helped get that kid back into shape to make a run for the Heisman. He spent the last 5 years in the NFL on the rosters of the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens, has a couple of Super Bowl rings. My guess is that Chip has brought him in to help facilitate the implementation of Kelly's offense. That's strictly why he's here. Then, of course, there's this guy, second-year quarterback Nick Foles, who now apparently is about to be the odd man out because, after all, one of these three is not like the others. And Foles' drop-back pocket style really does not fit Kelly's style of offense. There have been rumors floating around that former Eagle head coach Andy Reid might be interested in having Foles join him in Kansas City, but it's probably going to take Reid giving up a couple of draft picks to do so. Speaking of draft picks, what will the Eagles do with their fourth pick in the first round of this year's selection process? The quarterback class coming out this year is certainly not as good as it was in last year's draft, and most prognosticators think the Birds will take either an offensive or defensive lineman with that first pick. But there have been rumors that the Birds are also interested in Syracuse quarterback Ryan Nassib. Nassib, a Philadelphia area kid who played his high school football at Malvern Preparatory School, 6'3", 228 pounds, average size for a quarterback, very sturdy, and can take a hit. Not really a running threat, but his arm, big arm. And so you can see there's still a lot to be done between now and the start of the Eagles' regular season. The burning question is, can Chip Kelly's offense really work in the NFL? Now, recently I had a chance to sit down with former Pro Bowl wide receiver Irving Fryer at his home, and here's what he had to say about Chip Kelly's offense.
They're going to score points. He has a system, obviously, that has been proven. And he's going to have his challenges because Philadelphia is not an easy area or easy place to coach. So I don't think that he's going to have a problem with his offense being effective and being productive at the NFL level. It's yet to be proven as far as him and what he's able to do. I don't think that's going to be an issue, but what I do believe his area of challenge is going to be is defensively. And we here at Philadelphia, we're used to seeing a monster defense, an aggressive defense, a defense that scores points, a defense that not only stops opposing offenses, but a defense that scores points. So that's something that I think the Philadelphia fans are going to be looking to have transpire this coming year.
So I really think that Irv hit it on the head when he said the Eagle fans know what they want. They also know what they don't want, like a price increase in their season tickets, which is exactly what they got last month. Now, the average change was about $9 or so, but you should know it's only the first time in 4 years the team has raised their ticket price. And guess what? They are still not even in the top 10 as far as the league is concerned. Let's take a look at the top 10 NFL ticket price. New York Jets, an average ticket up in New York, $117. Patriots right behind them, the Giants, the Chicago Bears. The average is like $77. So the Eagles there, they moved up from 14 to 11. And the other thing you notice if you look at this list, the Eagles' NFC East opponents, all in the top 10. The Giants, the Cowboys, and the 49ers, it all costs more to buy a ticket at those venues than it does to buy a ticket here in Philadelphia. All I know is if Chip Kelly gets this thing moving in the right direction and brings an entertaining style of football, I don't think Eagle fans are going to mind about the price increase at all. All right, time to take another break. And when we return, we'll meet a former Temple student who is breathing life into his own brand of athletic wear. Stay tuned.